Welcome to Stoic Reflections, where we explore timeless wisdom to help you navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. In today's video, we're diving deep into 14 Things Smart People Never Say Wisdom philosophy, a powerful guide to refining your communication skills and unlocking new opportunities for personal growth. Whether you're looking to enhance your professional relationships or cultivate a more mindful approach to daily interactions, this video will provide actionable insights that resonate deeply. Stay tuned as we uncover the secrets behind what smart people avoid saying and how these habits can transform your mindset and life. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Self-praise. One of the most striking traits of intelligent individuals is their ability to subtly and skillfully handle self-praise. They understand that boasting about personal achievements can come across as off-putting or even diminish how others perceive them. Instead of loudly proclaiming their accomplishments, they let their results speak for themselves. This approach not only fosters an image of humility, but also cultivates a healthy work environment rooted in fairness and mutual respect. Smart communicators excel at turning discussions about individual success into forums for recognizing group effort. By highlighting contributions from everyone involved, they demonstrate leadership qualities and genuine concern for collective progress. Their balanced blend of confidence and modesty makes them respected colleagues and admired leaders who inspire trust and collaboration. Furthermore, by avoiding excessive self-promotion, they strengthen team bonds and create a culture of shared recognition. Their actions reflect emotional intelligence, which is crucial for building lasting professional and personal relationships. They know that true leadership isn't about standing in the spotlight, but about shining it on others. By refraining from self-centered praise, they encourage a collaborative atmosphere where everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute their best. This habit not only enhances their reputation, but also creates a ripple effect of positivity and productivity within their teams. Revealing secrets. Intelligent people possess a remarkable sense of discretion when it comes to handling sensitive information. They recognize the ethical importance of confidentiality and its impact on both personal and professional relationships. Rather than divulging secrets carelessly, they exercise caution, sharing information only when absolutely necessary and with consent. This behavior reinforces their reputation as trustworthy individuals capable of safeguarding private matters. By prioritizing integrity, they maintain harmony in relationships and set high standards for reliability. Their careful handling of confidential data strengthens their standing as dependable colleagues and leaders, contributing positively to team dynamics and fostering a culture of trust. Moreover, this habit demonstrates maturity and responsibility, qualities that elevate their status in any community or organization. In professional settings, where trust is paramount, their ability to keep secrets builds a foundation of respect and reliability. This not only protects their reputation, but also ensures that they are seen as safe confidants, someone others can turn to in times of need. By valuing discretion, they create an environment where open communication thrives without fear of betrayal. Absolute statements. Smart individuals often steer clear of using absolute terms like never or always. They realize that such language limits flexibility and stifles open-mindedness. Instead, they opt for softer expressions that encourage constructive dialogue and exploration of diverse perspectives. This approach promotes intellectual exchange and demonstrates respect for the complexity of issues. By avoiding absolutes, they create an inclusive atmosphere where differing opinions are valued. This practice reflects emotional intelligence and adaptability, qualities essential for effective leadership and meaningful interpersonal connections. Additionally, It minimizes misunderstandings and fosters an environment conducive to creative problem-solving and innovation. For example, instead of saying, "This will never work," they might say, "This approach has challenges, but let's explore alternatives." This subtle shift in language opens doors to collaboration and invites others to contribute their ideas. It also prevents unnecessary conflicts and builds a culture of mutual respect and understanding. Constant excuses. Highly intelligent people take responsibility for their actions instead of resorting to excuses. They understand that owning up to mistakes showcases maturity and a willingness to learn. This mindset fosters transparency and builds credibility among peers. Rather than dwelling on problems, they focus on solutions, inspiring those around them to adopt a proactive attitude. Their commitment to accountability enhances teamwork and creates a supportive environment conducive to innovation and growth. This habit not only boosts their reputation, but also encourages others to emulate their behavior, creating a ripple effect of positivity and productivity. When faced with setbacks, they ask, "What can I do better next time?" rather than blaming external factors. This forward-thinking approach helps them grow personally and professionally while earning the trust and admiration of those around them. By taking ownership of their actions, they become role models for accountability and resilience. Cryptic declarations. Smart individuals prefer open-ended statements over cryptic ones, encouraging ongoing conversations and idea sharing. They believe knowledge expands through collaboration and active listening. By keeping communication flexible, they invite fresh insights and creative problem solving. This habit enriches discussions and establishes a foundation of mutual respect. It also positions them as thoughtful leaders who value continuous learning and improvement, a hallmark of true wisdom. Furthermore, avoiding cryptic declarations ensures clarity and minimizes confusion, making interactions smoother and more productive. For instance, instead of saying, "That's all there is to it," they might say, "Here's what I've observed so far, what are your thoughts?" This approach keeps the conversation alive and invites others to contribute their perspectives. It also demonstrates humility and openness to learning, key traits of effective leaders. Excessive complaints. Instead of indulging in endless complaints, intelligent people channel their energy toward identifying root causes and implementing solutions. They know that while venting frustration is natural, staying stuck in negativity hinders progress. Their positive outlook inspires resilience and creativity, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. This proactive approach strengthens relationships and fosters a productive workplace culture. By focusing on solutions rather than problems, they become catalysts for change and role models for others seeking to overcome adversity. When faced with difficulties, they ask, "How can we fix this?" rather than dwelling on what went wrong. This solution-oriented mindset not only resolves issues, but also motivates those around them to adopt a similar approach. By maintaining a positive attitude, they create an environment where optimism and determination thrive. Speaking ill of others. Thoughtful individuals avoid criticizing or gossiping about others. They understand that such behavior damages relationships and reflects poorly on themselves. Instead, they focus on uplifting others and fostering a respectful environment. When feedback is necessary, they deliver it privately and constructively, ensuring it aids improvement without undermining self-esteem. This practice earns them admiration as ethical and empathetic leaders. Additionally, by refraining from negative talk, they contribute to a harmonious and supportive atmosphere that benefits everyone involved. By choosing kindness over criticism, they build stronger relationships and foster a culture of mutual respect. This habit not only enhances their reputation, but also creates a positive ripple effect, influencing others to adopt similar behaviors. Dismissing others' opinions. Smart people embrace diversity of thought and actively seek to understand differing viewpoints. They refrain from dismissing ideas prematurely and instead ask questions to gain deeper insights. This openness enriches discussions and strengthens bonds by showing respect for varied perspectives. It also sets a precedent for collaborative problem solving and innovation. By valuing others' input, they create an inclusive environment where everyone feels heard and appreciated, fostering loyalty and cooperation. For example, instead of saying, "That won't work," they might ask, "Can you elaborate on how this could be implemented?" This approach encourages creativity and ensures that all voices are considered, leading to better outcomes and stronger relationships. Rushing to judgment. Intelligent individuals resist the urge to make hasty judgments. They analyze facts thoroughly before forming opinions, demonstrating patience and rationality. This deliberate approach prevents misunderstandings and earns them a reputation for fairness and objectivity. It also encourages open dialogue and trust within teams. By taking time to evaluate situations carefully, they model critical thinking and decision-making skills, but inspire confidence and respect. When faced with complex issues, they gather all relevant information before drawing conclusions. This methodical approach not only ensures accuracy, but also fosters an environment where thoughtful analysis is valued over impulsive reactions. Expressing dissatisfaction publicly. Professionals with sharp minds maintain decorum by refraining from airing grievances publicly. They address concerns privately and constructively, preserving workplace morale and professionalism. This strategy highlights their emotional control and problem-solving abilities, positioning them as reliable and composed leaders. By handling dissatisfaction discreetly, they protect their reputation and contribute to a positive organizational culture. For instance, instead of complaining in front of colleagues, they schedule a private meeting with their manager to discuss concerns. This approach ensures that issues are resolved effectively without causing unnecessary tension or disruption. Negativity. Smart people consciously avoid spreading negativity. They choose optimism, even in challenging situations, to motivate others and foster resilience. Their positive demeanor inspires cooperation and perseverance, making them role models in any setting. By promoting hope and determination, they create an uplifting environment that drives to success and fulfillment. When faced with adversity, they focus on finding silver linings and opportunities for growth. This mindset not only helps them overcome obstacles, but also inspires those around them to adopt a similar outlook. Exaggeration. Honesty is paramount for intelligent individuals. They avoid exaggerating facts to maintain credibility and trustworthiness. This commitment to truthfulness ensures clear communication and minimizes misunderstandings, reinforcing long-term relationships. By presenting information accurately, they establish themselves as reliable sources of insight and guidance. For example, instead of saying, "This is the best idea ever," they might say, "This idea has potential, let's explore it further." This approach builds trust and ensures that expectations are realistic and achievable. Criticism without solutions. Constructive criticism defines smart people. They pair critiques with actionable solutions, showcasing leadership and initiative. This method transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and strengthens collaborative efforts. By offering practical advice alongside feedback, they empower others to improve and succeed, solidifying their role as mentors and allies. When addressing issues, they ask, "How can we resolve this?" rather than simply pointing out flaws. This approach fosters a culture of continuous improvement and mutual support. Speaking without thinking. Thoughtful individuals pause before speaking to ensure their words add value. This discipline reflects self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By choosing words carefully, they minimize conflict and reinforce their image as responsible communicators. This habit enhances their influence and fosters meaningful connections, making them trusted advisors and collaborators. Before speaking, they consider the potential impact of their words and adjust accordingly. This mindfulness ensures that their contributions are thoughtful, constructive, and aligned with the situation at hand. In summary, the 14 behaviors outlined above highlight the power of mindful communication and its transformative impact on personal and professional life. From avoiding self-praise to practicing thoughtful speech, these habits reflect wisdom and emotional intelligence. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one key takeaway from this video in the comments below and let us know how you plan to apply it in your daily life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more insightful content. Stay tuned for an engaging discussion between our special guests, Emma and Alexander, who will delve deeper into these principles and share their unique perspectives. You won't want to miss it.
All right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. It's all about the power of words and how they shape our reality, you know?
Yeah.
So we're looking at these excerpts, 14 things smart people never say, and and I gotta say, some of these are pretty surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This deep dive, I think, is going to give us some serious food for thought.
I think so, too.
About how to just be better communicators, you know?
Absolutely.
So these insights come from Stoic Reflections, which is a platform that explores this timeless wisdom, but they try to kind of make it for modern life.
I see.
So first up is self-praise. This source says that smart people just avoid bragging. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, it's interesting because I think it really comes down to humility.
Okay.
Letting your results speak for themselves.
Right.
You know, when you brag, it can be really off-putting.
Yeah.
People kind of start to question your motives and things like that.
Makes sense. It can damage your credibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the source really emphasizes redirecting that praise to the team.
Yes.
Which is like leadership gold.
Absolutely, yeah. You're not taking all the credit for yourself.
Right.
You're acknowledging the contributions of others.
Yeah. So it's not just about, you know, not trying to toot your own horn.
Yeah.
It's about actually like lifting others up.
Yeah, it's about empowering others
Yeah.
and recognizing their value.
Yeah. Okay, so next up is discretion. Apparently smart people are like masters of confidentiality. What's the big deal about keeping secrets?
Well, you know, when you think about it, it all boils down to trust and integrity.
Okay.
When you can be trusted with sensitive information, you build stronger relationships.
Right.
And that's both personally and professionally.
Makes sense. And this source really hits home on how it applies to professional settings.
Mm-hmm.
Like being seen as trustworthy. Huge asset.
Absolutely. People are more likely to confide in you, share information with you,
Right.
which ultimately benefits everyone involved.
It's like that foundation of any good relationship.
Exactly.
All right, so this next one is interesting. The source says, smart people avoid absolute terms, like always or never.
Okay.
Why do you think that is? I mean, I can kind of see how those words could lead to trouble.
Yeah.
And why avoid them altogether?
I think absolutes, they kind of limit your flexibility. They kind of shut down open-mindedness a little bit.
Okay, so it's like...
You know, because the wheel's rarely black and white.
Right.
There are so many shades of gray.
So instead of saying, I'll never understand this, it might be better to say...
I'm having trouble grasping this concept. Can you
Right.
explain it another way?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So it's about acknowledging that nuance, that complexity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, this next one hit home for me because I've definitely been guilty of making excuses in the past. The source says, smart people own their mistakes instead of making excuses.
Yeah.
Why is that accountability so important?
Well, when you take responsibility, it shows maturity. It shows that you're willing to learn.
Okay.
And it also builds trust and credibility with others.
Right.
You know, they see that you're not afraid to admit when you're wrong
Mm-hmm.
and that you're committed to doing better next time.
The source says this attitude inspires others to be proactive, too.
Yeah.
Less complaining, more problem solving.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
sets a positive tone.
Yeah. Okay, this one sounds a little tricky. The source says smart people favor open-ended statements over cryptic ones. Can you shed some light on this?
So it's about fostering ongoing conversations. It's about inviting different perspectives.
Okay.
So open-ended statements, they encourage collaboration and knowledge sharing.
So it's not about shutting down the conversation.
Right.
You're keeping it alive and inviting input from others.
Exactly. You're encouraging people to share their thoughts, their ideas.
Yeah.
And that can lead to some really, really insightful conversations.
Now, this is something we've probably all been guilty of at some point. The source says smart people don't dwell on complaints.
Yeah.
What's a healthier approach?
So instead of focusing on the negative, what you want to do is shift your energy towards finding solutions.
Okay.
Be proactive. Take action.
So true.
Don't just sit there and whine about it. Do something about it.
The source points out that this positive attitude can be contagious too,
Absolutely.
inspiring resilience in others.
Yeah, people are drawn to positive energy.
Okay. I think we all know people who love to gossip. The source says smart people avoid criticizing or speaking negatively about others. Why is this so important?
Well, it really damages relationships,
Right.
and it reflects poorly on you.
Yeah.
It shows a lack of respect. It shows a lack of kindness.
The source also mentions delivering feedback privately, constructively.
Yeah, that's so important. If you have an issue with someone,
Right.
address it directly with them,
Yeah.
but do it in a way that's helpful, not hurtful.
So much more helpful than just tearing someone down.
Exactly.
All right, this one is key for effective communication. The source says, smart people embrace diverse opinions. They don't dismiss ideas outright. Why is this so valuable?
It shows respect. It shows that you're open to learning from others.
Yeah.
You might not always agree,
Right.
but you can still listen and try to understand their perspective.
The source calls this an inclusive approach where everyone feels heard and valued.
That's a great way to put it.
This one seems especially relevant in today's fast-paced world. The source says smart people avoid jumping to conclusions.
Ah, yes.
Why is it so important to take our time?
Rushing to judgment can lead to misunderstandings. It can lead to unfair decisions.
Right.
It's important to gather all the facts.
Right.
Or consider all the angles
Mhm.
before forming an opinion.
The source highlights that this thoughtful approach earns respect, builds trust.
Absolutely.
You're seen as being fair and objective.
Yeah, people are more likely to trust your judgment.
Okay, now we've all probably seen this play out badly. The source says smart people don't air their grievances publicly. What's the right way to handle dissatisfaction?
Address concerns privately. Do it constructively.
Okay.
Don't go around bad-mouthing people or organizations.
Right.
If you have a problem, talk to the person or people who can actually do something about it.
Right. And the source says this approach also protects your reputation
Yeah,
and helps maintain a positive work environment.
for sure.
Okay, this one is a real energy drainer. The source says smart people steer clear of spreading negativity. Why is optimism so important?
Because it's contagious.
Okay.
When you're positive, it rubs off on others.
So even in tough situations, you can inspire others and foster that resilience.
Exactly. You can be a source of strength and hope.
I love that. The source says this makes you a role model, someone people look to for strength and encouragement.
That's a great aspiration.
We've all heard those stories that seem too good to be true. The source says smart people prioritize honesty, and they avoid exaggerating. Why is this so crucial?
Well, because it all comes down to trust and credibility.
Okay.
When you exaggerate, people start to question your word.
Right.
And once that trust is broken, it's very difficult to rebuild it.
The source emphasizes clear and accurate communication as the foundation of strong, lasting relationships.
Absolutely.
Okay. We've all been on the receiving end of unhelpful criticism.
Yeah.
The source says smart people offer solutions along with their critiques. Why is this so effective?
It shows that you're not just criticizing for the sake of criticizing.
You're right.
You actually want to help the person improve.
Right?
You're being
Yeah.
constructive. You're being supportive.
I like how the source calls this transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Okay. Last but not least, this is probably the most challenging habit to master.
Uh-huh.
The source says smart people pause before they speak. Why is this so important?
It allows you to choose your words carefully. You can make sure that what you're saying is actually adding value to the conversation.
Okay.
It shows self-awareness. It shows emotional intelligence.
It minimizes conflict and reinforces your image as a thoughtful communicator.
Exactly.
Wow, that was a deep dive. So many great takeaways about the power of words and how they impact our relationships and success. The core message here is that mindful communication is key. It's about choosing words that build trust, inspire others, and create positive change. So here's something to ponder. Which of these 14 habits resonated with you the most? And how can you start incorporating it into your own communication style? We'll be back next time to dive deeper into the specific habits and techniques that can help you master the art of mindful communication. Until then, keep those conversations flowing and those words inspiring.
It really is about understanding the why behind it.
Yeah, it's not just about avoiding certain words or phrases.
Yeah.
It's about really shifting that whole mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Approaching every interaction with that intentionality.
Okay, so moving on to the next point. The source says smart people favor open-ended statements over cryptic ones. Can you give us an example of what that means?
Yeah, so think of it this way, right? A cryptic statement, it's like a closed door.
Okay.
But an open-ended statement is like an invitation. It's inviting someone to step inside.
Okay.
For example, instead of saying, this project's a disaster,
Right.
you could say, hey, what are some of the challenges we're facing with this project? And how can we work together to overcome them?
Ah, I see. So you're fostering a sense of partnership
Exactly.
and inviting those diverse perspectives.
You're encouraging dialogue, yeah.
Okay. This next one I think we've all struggled with at some point. The source says smart people don't dwell on complaints.
It's so easy to fall into that trap.
It is. I mean, sometimes venting feels good.
Right. Oh, for sure.
But is there a healthy way to express dissatisfaction without becoming like a chronic complainer?
That's the key. You don't want to get stuck in that negativity loop.
Right.
So instead of just airing grievances,
Okay.
try focusing on solutions, Frame your concerns in a way that invites collaboration. Like, for example,
Give us an example.
instead of saying, this process is so inefficient,
Yeah.
you could say, I've noticed some bottlenecks in this process.
Okay.
I'm wondering if there might be a more streamlined way to approach this.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. So you're acknowledging the problem,
Right.
but you're shifting the focus to finding a solution.
Exactly. Be proactive.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there and complain.
It's about taking ownership.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle this next one. Speaking ill of others. This one's pretty straightforward.
It is. It's about recognizing the harm that gossip can cause.
Right, because it ultimately reflects poorly on the gossiper.
It does.
But I think it's important to also understand like the deeper reasons why this habit is so detrimental.
It erodes trust.
Hmm.
Think about it. If you hear someone gossiping about a mutual friend,
Right.
how likely are you to confide in that person?
Probably not very likely.
Exactly, because you know that they might turn around and gossip about you.
So it's like a poison that spreads and contaminates everything it touches.
It really is.
So it's better to be known for your integrity and kindness than for your juicy gossip.
I wholeheartedly agree. And remember, this doesn't mean you can't ever express concerns about someone's behavior.
Right, right.
If you have an issue, address it directly with the person involved.
Mm-hmm.
But do it in a respectful and constructive manner.
Okay. This next one is a big one, especially in our increasingly polarized world. Dismissing other people's opinions.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your take on this. Why is it so important to embrace those diverse opinions, even when we vehemently disagree with them?
When you dismiss someone's opinion without even considering it,
Yeah.
it makes them feel invalidated.
Right.
And it really shuts down the possibility of any kind of meaningful dialogue.
So you're not just stifling creative thinking.
Right.
You're actually damaging relationships.
Exactly. And remember, embracing diverse opinions doesn't mean you have to agree with them.
Right, right.
It's about respecting the other person's right to hold a different view and listening with an open mind.
It's not about suppressing disagreement.
Right.
It's about engaging in that respectful dialogue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a habit that's especially relevant in our fast-paced, information-saturated world. Jumping to conclusions.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
We have. And this one reminds me of that saying, assume makes an ASS out of you and an E.
That's a good one.
We often rush to judgment based on limited information or preconceived notions, and that can lead to all sorts of misunderstandings and conflicts.
Absolutely. And missed opportunities.
Right, right.
Because we're so quick to judge, we might miss out on something truly valuable.
It's about resisting that knee-jerk reaction and choosing curiosity over judgment.
I love that.
Yeah.
Be curious, ask questions.
Okay, let's talk about airing grievances publicly. We've all seen this play out badly on social media, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. It never ends well.
Why is it so crucial to address that dissatisfaction privately and constructively, especially like in professional settings?
Because when you air your grievances publicly,
Yeah.
it just creates a toxic environment.
Right.
Imagine you're working on a project
Okay.
and a team member publicly criticizes your work in front of everyone.
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good.
How would that make you feel?
Really pretty humiliated, pretty demotivated.
Exactly. It's demoralizing.
Yeah.
It's unproductive.
Yeah.
And it just creates resentment.
It's like throwing gasoline on a fire instead of water.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It just escalates the situation.
Yeah. So how can we approach these conflicts in a more constructive and respectful way?
Talk to the person directly,
Okay.
preferably in a private setting.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on specific behaviors or actions. Avoid those personal attacks.
Right.
Instead of saying, you're always late,
It's okay.
you could say, I've noticed you've been late to several meetings recently. Is everything okay?
Okay.
I'm concerned about the impact this is having on our team's productivity.
So you're expressing your concern
Right.
without resorting to blame or judgment.
Exactly. Focus on the behavior, not the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to negativity.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that negativity is contagious, right? It's like a dark cloud that just follows you around.
It really is. It can drain your energy, suck the joy out of everything.
But is it possible to be authentically positive all the time?
Well, I don't think anyone can be positive all the time.
Right.
We all have our bad days.
Right.
The key is not to let that negativity control you.
Okay.
Instead of dwelling on what's wrong,
Yeah.
shift your focus to what's right.
Okay.
Practice gratitude. Celebrate those small victories. Surround yourself with positive influences.
So it's about choosing to focus on the light instead of the darkness.
That's a beautiful way to put it, yes.
Okay, let's talk about exaggeration. I think we've all encountered those people who embellish every story, make everything sound bigger and better than it actually is.
Yeah, well, storytellers.
Yeah, yeah. So why is honesty such a crucial foundation for communication?
Well, because when you exaggerate, people start to doubt your word.
Okay.
Imagine you're relying on someone for important information.
Right.
And then you later discover that they've been exaggerating or stretching the truth.
It damages that trust.
Exactly. It makes you question everything they say.
So it's about building that reputation for integrity and trustworthiness.
Absolutely. Your word is your bond.
Okay. We're getting close to the end of our list here. The source says smart people offer solutions along with their critiques. Why is it so important to pair criticism with those constructive suggestions?
Because when you just criticize without offering any solutions, it can feel like a personal attack.
Right, like you're just tearing them down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's demoralizing and unproductive.
Right.
But when you offer solutions alongside your critiques, it shows that you actually care.
Right.
You're not just pointing fingers. You're actually trying to help them improve.
It's about being a coach, not a critic.
Love that. Yeah.
It's about fostering that growth mindset, turning those obstacles into opportunities for learning.
Exactly. And it shows that you believe in them.
Okay, here we are at our final point, speaking without thinking.
Oh, boy.
This one hits close to home for me because I have definitely put my foot in my mouth more times than I can count.
Me too. We've all been there.
Why is it so important to pause before we speak, especially in those emotionally charged situations?
Because once those words are out there,
Right.
you can't take them back.
Right. They can cause a lot of damage.
They can. They can damage relationships. They can create conflicts.
Leave you feeling embarrassed and remorseful.
Exactly. And that's why pausing is so powerful.
Right.
It allows you to choose your words carefully. Consider the impact they might have.
Right.
And respond in a way that aligns with your values and your intentions.
So it's about being mindful of our words.
Yes.
And recognizing the power that they hold.
Absolutely.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground today,
Oh, yeah.
exploring these 14 communication habits that can, make or break us. It's been an incredible journey so far, and I'm already feeling inspired to level up my communication game. What are some key takeaways that our listeners can start implementing today?
It's amazing, isn't it, how much power we have in shaping our reality just by being mindful of how we communicate.
It really is. It's like we've been given this new toolbox for building stronger relationships and just navigating life more effectively.
And the best part is that these tools are available to anyone who's willing to put in the effort to learn and practice them.
So true. So what are some tangible steps our listeners can take to start incorporating these habits into their daily lives? Like, where do they even begin?
Well, a great starting point is self-awareness. Start paying attention to your own communication patterns. Notice those moments when you're tempted to fall back into old habits.
Like what kind of habits?
Like complaining or gossiping or interrupting or jumping to conclusions.
So it's about catching ourselves in the act.
Exactly. And once you've identified those patterns, then you can start to consciously choose a different response.
And how do we do that? Like, how do we actually shift gears in those crucial moments?
It's about making a conscious choice to respond differently. Like instead of complaining about a problem, try brainstorming solutions.
Okay.
Instead of gossiping about a colleague, try to find something positive to say about them.
Right.
And instead of interrupting someone, try to practice active listening and really hear their perspective.
If we're replacing those knee-jerk reactions with more thoughtful, more intentional responses.
Exactly. And I know it's not always easy. It takes practice.
Right.
We're not going to master these habits overnight.
But it's a journey. It's about progress, not perfection. Right?
Exactly. Be patient with yourself.
Okay. And what about resources? Are there any books or websites or even podcasts that you recommend for people who want to really kind of dive deeper into this art of mindful communication?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many great resources out there. One book that's been incredibly influential for me is Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg.
Okay.
It offers a really powerful framework for communicating in a way that's compassionate, empathetic, and effective.
That's a classic. I've heard great things about that book.
And for those who prefer a more interactive approach, the Center for Nonviolent Communication offers workshops and online resources to help people develop their communication skills.
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're great.
They really emphasize the importance of connecting with our own needs and the needs of others, which is really essential for creating a foundation of understanding and respect in any relationship.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge. Choose one of these 14 communication habits and focus on implementing it in your daily life for the next week. Pay attention to how it impacts your interactions with others. Notice the subtle shifts in your relationships, your mood, and just your overall sense of well-being.
I love that challenge. And remember, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about tapping into the best version of yourself. The version who communicates with clarity, kindness, and intention.
It's about recognizing the power of our words and using them to create a more positive and fulfilling experience for ourselves and everyone around us.
Beautifully said. Because at the end of the day, mindful communication is about so much more than just the words we speak.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deeper connection with ourselves and with the world around us. It's about building bridges instead of walls. It's about fostering understanding instead of division.
And creating a more compassionate and harmonious world.
Yes.
Well said. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of mindful communication.
My pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights that'll help you communicate more effectively and just live a more meaningful life.
And remember, the journey of mindful communication is ongoing. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep using your words to create positive change in the world.
Until next time, keep diving deep.